Chapter 1. What is an outbreak? Massachusetts, February 10th, 2020. Knox County, Ohio, June 2014. Clinton Chang looked up with his mouth full of taco to see the 3 8th-grade boys jostle around a girl who sat alone at the end of the next table. A boy with low-slung jeans yanked a brown lunch bag out of the girl's hands. She was a small girl who had just joined Clinton's math class. Her name was June. She wore her glossy black hair in 2 pigtails with pink ribbons, and she had recently moved with her family from China. "What you got in here?" demanded Brandon, the boy who had taken June's lunch. He peered inside the bag. "You Chinese'll eat anything, won't you? What is it? Snakes? Rats? Cockroaches? Bats, right?" He tore the brown bag open, spilling a box of noodles onto the floor. "Oh dear," sang out the tallest boy, whose name was George. "Looky, he spilled your worms." Clinton climbed free of his bench. "Uh-oh, what am I doing?" he thought. But he felt the cool, round disc of the gas metal against his chest. Clinton was no hero, but he had caught a thief once, and the Galactic Academy of Scirnce had named him a trainee and awarded him a medal. The medal made him feel like he had to do the right thing. He crossed over to June's table. George, the taller kid, leaned down and practically spat in June's face. "We don't need any filthy germs here, you understand?" "Yeah, you should be wearing a mask," Brandon said. "Or better yet, stay home." The third boy, a kid with curly hair Clinton didn't know, chimed in. Clinton approached. "Hey guys," he said. "Come on now." Brandon turned to him. "Oh yeah? What do you want, punk?" Clinton felt his courage melt. He stared at the floor. "They're just noodles." "Yeah, don't you know anything, buddy? The yellow peril? Haven't you heard about that new Chinese virus that's killing people? That comes from them eating weird stuff and then coughing all over." Clinton wished he'd paid more attention to something he'd vaguely heard on the news. "Well, I'm sure June doesn't have any disease," he said, staring at June's feet, which were in shiny black patent leather shoes and white silky socks. Her feet looked like a little girl's. "June, eh?" Brandon asked. "A good friend of yours, is she? Your girlfriend? You Chinese like 2 chopsticks stuck together?" Clinton gave him a fierce look. "I'm an American, same as you." Brandon snickered. "Yeah, you look it. Korean American," Clinton said. For a moment, he felt ashamed, as if he'd backed down. "I was born here," he added. Just then, Clinton heard feet pound the floor beside him, and at his elbow appeared Mae Jemison Harris, who was his fellow gas trainee, and also sort of his friend. She wasn't very big either, and Brandon was sneering at her, too. But she crossed her arms and said clearly, "And I'm an African American, and everyone knows we don't have bullying in this school, so get lost." "Wow," Clinton thought. He looked back. Around Mae, their arms folded, stood a semicircle of middle school girls, all thrusting out their lower lips and looking mad. "Need girls to save you, huh?" Brandon muttered. But then he stomped on the spilled noodles and walked away, with his 2 buddies hulking after him. 2 noodles trailed along, stuck to Brandon's shoe. June sat on the bench, not turning around, her shoulders shaking in her blue jacket. Clinton threw a desperate look at Mae, who smoothly slid into the chair beside the smaller girl. A couple of Mae's friends went around and sat on the opposite side. "Don't worry," Mae said. "We'll get you something else for lunch."